Hi, I'm State Representative Marla Brown from Lawrence County, District 9, and I'm here again at the 109th Annual Farm Show, and I'm excited to be interviewing again Secretary of Agriculture Russell Redding.
The pleasure's
Nice
mine.
to see
Always
you.
good to see you. Happy New Year, happy farm show.
Yes.
Yeah. Always good to be with you.
So yeah, and it's great to be here. There's always so much activity, and I actually found out that this farm show is the largest in the country. I heard it being advertised like on national
largest
TV.
indoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love especially how we engage the youth at this in particular. You know, coming from Lawrence County, I grew up in an area obviously with a lot of agriculture. FFA was big at my school, and I'm going to be meeting with our FFA teams here later on. But how in particular, could you talk about a little bit how we engage them at the farm show?
Yeah, you can't really talk about farm show without talking about youth. I mean, I would want to do this just for like my age, right? I want somebody who's inspired to do this job, right?
So true.
To get out and farm. It's the same thing back home, and so we've been very intentional about, you know, where the 4-H and the FFA appear in the show and giving them time. They're in the show ring. I was with them this morning talking about the Ag and Youth Grant programs. You know, it's everything from the sheep to shawl is part of that. FFA convention today. I don't know, they'll have a couple thousand FFA members here getting their jackets.
That's so awesome.
Keystone. So it's just every aisle you walk, there's a youth component. The folks across here in the beekeeping and the pollinator area, there's always youth there, and then all the commodity representatives. So it's a long list, but you can't do the show without all thinking about youth, but also it's what it's about. So
well, and I love it because it is our future, and we need to always be inspiring, as you said. But so the farm show always kicks off at the beginning of the year, New Year. But I'd like to look back at 2024 because you've accomplished so much. And I'd like to talk about some of that because the Farm Bill in particular, being the first in the nation, is very exciting for us. So could you talk a little bit about that?
I'd love to. Yeah, I think it's one of the both accomplishments of the year, but I think about the impact since 2019 when it was first put together, and it just continued to grow, and we keep improving it. I think it's somewhere around 12 to 1,300 sort of grants that we've done for 4-H and FFA, speaking of youth, you know, urban agriculture events, conservation work that we've done, farm transition plans. All of those things that we spend a lot of time thinking about are found inside of that Farm Bill. So 2024 was sort of the 6th year that was sort of the installment, I call it, into Farm Bill, but it's really been a wonderful addition to both the department and I think to the public policy space of finally being able to recognize companies around innovation, conservation districts, and farmers for the work that they're doing. So it's really a good story, but it's also impactful to Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
And that's what I like about it. We're the only state in the nation with it.
Yeah.
I was with several congressional members the other day, and Congressman G.T. Thompson, of course, who's our chairman of the House Ag Committee in D.C., he was bragging on a little bit. You know, I thought it's really a proud moment to say we're the only one that's got it. But the impact is powerful. That's one piece. Two is, I think, around a Western lab, an animal health lab, which is funded and proposed by the governor and funded. Thank you for your support. We're in the final stages of trying to make that.
Very excited about that as well.
That's going to be critical, right? You've got a lot of great agriculture in Lawrence County, the whole western part of the state. And then being able to do some innovation funds. Again, hopefully this week we'll make some announcements, but so many good things.
Well, congratulations to you, and thank you for the investment that you've made in our communities.
It's a full partnership. I say it every day. As much as I get excited about these pieces and how they fit and what people can do with them, it takes a full partnership, right? It takes the General Assembly and do that in a bipartisan way. And I just think it's a really cool story about progress and fits really nicely to the theme about the power of the relationships, right?
Yep. So one more question. You have visited my district several times. You were at my Ag Breakfast last year. We were very excited to have you. farm preservation is very important to me and to my district. Right now we have about 36 farms preserved, 3,500 acres, but we want more.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So how do we do that? What's it look like in 2025?
Yeah, so I think it's a great question, by the way, because we feel the pressure. We have 1,200 farms on the backlog list, on the wait list, across the state, right, to include Lawrence County. So we know there's a lot of folks who want to do preservation. You know, it's going to take more resources to do that. That's part of our challenge of how do you get enough sort of resources amassed to the county, and the county puts up money and the state matches that. That's number one. Two is, I think this has come up several times even this week, about how do we finance preservation, and really trying to be creative about that, because there's a lot of farms that can't wait 2, 3, 4 more years, right? They're going to be pressured by a housing development. They're going to be by solar development. There's going to be warehouse.
They're all over my district.
They're all over, and I say to everybody, you can do both, but we ought to be a lot smarter about where you do it, and use your prime agricultural lands to produce the food and fiber.
I agree
And
wholeheartedly.
then the other classes to say that they are there. We've got a lot of them, by the way, but let's be really smart about the prime agricultural soils, which the preservation program is putting an easement on. Keep those for that purpose. So it's a long answer always, but it's about resources. Hopefully with this, this year we can put some more money in, and then think about how do we do this longer term that buys us some way in an installment type program where folks know that they're in, but we're not going to be in a position to put all the money out at one year, right? So
understood.
That's come up a couple of times, but I'm interested in talking about that.
Well, I appreciate your focus on it, because it is important.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me, and
pleasure's mine.
I wish you continued success.
It'll be a great year.
We love having you in this role, and we appreciate all you do.
That's mutual. I mean, we've got a great farm show, a lot to be proud of, right, and the work that we've done, and to have Lawrence County sort of here in many different ways, by the way.
Yes, they are.
We'll see them today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon.
We'll come your way. Thank you.